chip on her shoulders, guys. Charlotte Flair recently sat down with WWE Radio's Dave LaGreca in a special interview. Let's hear what Charlotte had to say. Fair use.
That I always, or that I need to keep showing up. That because I wake up in the morning and go, I'm the greatest. Yes. But I don't rest on like just people like you saying it. Like I really want to feel and embody what it means to be the greatest and showing up. And that's still evolving because I truly believe this was like the best year of my career. And I've never been more versatile. So I'm like, if I can do that in a year that everyone had kind of, I felt, written me off, imagine what I can do in 5 years.
So the last time we spoke, I was getting frustrated as your fan that you were in a tag team because I always look at you solo with a championship title around your waist. But it's funny that you just said it. And probably looking back on it, I would agree that you were able to do so many other things, but probably ultimately just having fun.
Do I agree that I should be a main attraction? Yes. Do I think that I should be looked at and marketed like that champion that you're thinking? Yes. But I think being in this tag, whether it's slow or not for some of my fans, I think there is a bigger picture and that I'm going to keep working towards, keep fighting for, that I see. And you're going to get that, like, that's the champion we know.
And I think
so. Charlotte's right. So ever since this Charlotte Alexa storyline, tag team started, I've been a big fan because immediately when those two teamed together, everybody started to love Charlotte again because Charlotte came back in January when won the Royal Rumble, had the feud with Tiffany, and after that she was pretty much directionless. But then they put her in this tag team with Alexa, and then immediately you start seeing something out of Charlotte that we never really gotten out of her. It was personality, her having fun. We never really saw that. She was always booked to be the queen, be serious. Didn't get a bunch of personality out of her all the time, and wasn't able to see a bunch of jokes and her to have fun. It just seemed straight to business with Charlotte. So Dave LaGreca and Charlotte are right about that, and I'm glad Charlotte acknowledges that.
Now people want it more than ever before, right?
Yeah. So, and me being able to be comedic with Lexi or in the tag or working with so many different characters, and I don't want to say underdog, but I'm kind of like, am I kind of like an underdog right now?
A little bit, yeah.
But I think it's just showing that vulnerability and showing that, like, hey, I don't need to have a main, like, I'm interesting. And I think people just got like, how do you relate to being great? But they just didn't realize like what it took and the sacrifice to, like, hey, I'm a character, but I was actually really good at being bad. And it was almost too good at being bad.
Yes.
Where you believed that was like, I not lived the gimmick like my dad, but in a way, like, wasn't versatile either on social.
Yeah, but then people have certain expectations for you, and you have to meet those expectations.
And I want to meet them.
And you have. You said you got to joke around, you got to be funny. Did you know you had that in you to be able to do that on camera and to do that on TV?
No. I always, like, anytime I ever tried to do that, there was this promo. And
so right there, so when they were talking about this, because the best thing about this for Charlotte, and when people kind of take a step back, they kind of seem like an underdog because they've taken a step back. But immediately when they're thrusted back in that position, they can be seen as an underdog. But at the same time, it's like, do you know who the hell I am? I'm a 50. Like I've took a step back, but don't forget, I'm a 15-time champion. I main event at WrestleMania. So this for Charlotte has been fantastic, and I've been a huge fan of this, and I'm glad it's going on long as it's had.
The WrestleMania build, WrestleMania 39 with Rhea, and it was in Vegas, and I had this like awful, ugly red outfit on, and I really went out there trying to like be like, hey, I have insecurities, I feel this way, I've dealt with that in a much shorter version, and they like started booing me because I felt like anytime I tried to open up, how do you see this girl that like daughter of Ric Flair, multiple championships, main events, all these different things, and you see underdogs that don't have that, and she's like sitting there being like, feel sorry for me. Like, how do you
it's hard. It's
how
hard.
do you do that?
It's hard. But you know what I think helped you? And a lot of listen, I talked to Bully Ray and Mark Henry, and not a lot of them are fans of the show Unreal. But I think that show helped you.
Oh,
because people got to see your journey and the fighter that you are and what it took to come back.
well, Unreal, and then my Players Tribune piece. And it was funny. Bully, one day, I don't know if we were out to dinner or at LFG while he was filming down there. I think I was in like baggy jeans and a t-shirt, which I show up in all the time. He was like, people get this, you know. And I was like, yeah, but I like the glitz and the glam. And he was like, yeah, but people get this.
Because then they can emotionally connect.
Attach.
Yep,
I'm like, oh, but it's boring. So that is like,
what they were before they got to this, what they were talking about was, and a lot of people do this, when you have pretty much, I guess you could say, from an optics perspective, if we think that, you know, if we feel that you have everything, people are going to feel like, why should we feel sorry for you? We don't believe what you're saying because we know that you have everything. Like, you're a 15-time world champion, you're Ric Flair's daughter. What are you having these issues about? Nobody's really going to buy that. But what they're saying right here is completely accurate, because this is showing that you are the everyday person.
like really stuck with me. And then there was a spot before my match with Tiffany at WrestleMania, and I showed up in a white t-shirt and big baggy black jeans. And on social, they're like, oh my gosh, she's never looked so cool. And I'm like, that was not the idea. So like, I've spent the last year trying to figure out how to bring how you would see me on the street or like at a random day in Orlando, and then bedazzle that.
Yeah,
so like
you can
mix
still
that
be
together,
you.
so I can still be
Yeah.
me. Like I do, like love the robes. Like I love the robes and feathers. I would walk down the street to Target in that. But like in the last year, I've also figured out how to do that in Charlotte's way of doing.
It's a balance.
It's a balance.
It's a balance. And you know, a lot of people, and you've talked about like Cody, and that Cody, like he's always got the suit on, and I wish he would just come in with a jeans and a t-shirt.
Him in the suit, though.
But I always said, but that's him.
Yes.
Like, you know, like Punk has that, and that's who he is, and people connect with him. But that's who Cody is, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like to me, if he was trying to be anything else than that, then that would be fake, and it wouldn't be really who he is. And it's the same thing with you. That's your personality. That's who you are.
But I've mixed it. I've now been able to mix it, I think, throughout the tagging and the other, like the fun. You see more fun, like just not in diamond suits and robes.
But like, still the robes.
No, but like, so like this is bedazzled.
Yeah.
Or like you'll see the denim bedazzled, but then you'll still see see a little mixture.
Yeah. So the balanced part is, it's what makes you normal. People can relate to that. Because most people, 99.9% of the time, this is not balanced, but you guys get what I'm saying from this. 99.9% of the time, we might be, work clothes, hair not cut. Ladies, your hair might not be done, nails not done, etc. But that 1%, boy, or balance. Go out with your friends, go out with your spouse, date night or whatever, or on a regular day, you're just in your normal regular clothes, whatever. Completely relatable. I thought this was a great interview with Dave LaGreca and Charlotte Flair. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about Charlotte Flair's run over the last year with